Now, this is the last time I'm going to clarify this for the morally incompetent, the morally distraught, the ethically insane, those who lack virtuous values. We shall start with NAMI.org and finish with NAMI.org now that I mention it. But anyway, what is mental illness? Mental illness facts. Mental illnesses are medical conditions that disrupt a person's thinking, feeling, mood, ability to relate to others, and daily functioning. Just as diabetes is a disorder of the pancreas, mental illness are medical conditions that often result in a diminished capacity for coping with the ordinary demands of life. So they draw parallels to pancreas. But go on. Serious mental illness includes major depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and borderline personality disorder. The good news about mental illness is that recovery is possible. Mental illness can affect persons of any age, race, religion, or income. Mental illness are not the result of personal weaknesses, lack of character, or poor upbringing. Mental illnesses are treatable. Most people diagnosed with a serious mental illness can experience relief from their symptoms by actively participating in an individual treatment plan. In addition to mental medication treatment, psychosocial treatment, such as cognitive and behavioral therapy, interpersonal therapy, peer support groups, and other community services can also be components of a treatment plan and that assist with recovery. The availability of transportation, diet, exercise, sleep, friends, and meaningful paid or volunteer activities contribute to overall health and wellness, including mental illness recovery. So, they point out that the availability of transportation, diet, exercise, sleep, friends, and meaningful paid or volunteer activities contribute to overall health and wellness. But in the paragraph above, they say mental illness are not a result of personal weakness, lack of character, or poor upbringing. But isn't poor upbringing have to do with your transportation, your character, your peer groups? So it's saying that your upbringing, your family, has nothing to do with it, but then it goes on to say that peer groups help. So this automatically, from the start of the definition of mental illnesses, they want to lead you to the conclusion that the family is not the problem, that you are the problem. So when your family turns you in to the New World Order, they have little reason to have to justify it in the eyes of those who would scrutinize them, like judges and special committees. Now, I want to finish up by speaking on and touching on, here are some important facts about mental illness and recovery. This is what the NAMI.org has to say about it. And as you can see, it's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And they have all sorts of different races. Yeah, nice. Very because they care about us, right? I don't mean to undermine people trying to save people and those who are led astray by the system. But at the same time, I do not want to allow the escape of those who would pretend that they were just led astray by the system, but knew the whole time. Mental illness are serious medical issues that cannot be overcome through willpower. So if they can't be overcome through willpower, how are your peer groups who increase your confidence, thus your ambition and willpower, how they can help you recover? And isn't that the same things that would help you recover are the same things that would deter it in the first place? You fucking liars. And are not related to a person's character or intelligence. Mental illness falls along a continuum of severity. Even though mental illness is widespread in the population, the main burden of illness is concentrated in a much smaller population, about 6%. 1 in 17 Americans who live with a serious mental illness. The National Institute of Mental Health reports that 1 in 4 adults, approximately 57.7 million Americans experience a mental health disorder in a given year. Oh, isn't that convenient for control means? Isn't that statistic just perfect for what you're trying to do? You biased motherfuckers. The U.S. Surgeon General reports that 10% of children and adolescents in the United States suffer from serious emotional and mental disorders that cause significant functional impairment in their day-to-day lives at home, school, and with peers. You mean because society has made this environment that causes people who are righteous to be disturbed to the point where they don't want to participate? Yeah. The World Health Organization, the WHO, the who's who of scumbags, has reported that 4 of the 10 leading causes of disability in the U.S. and other developed countries are mental disorders. In other developed countries, oh yeah, because who cares about the third world, right? By 2020, major depressive illness will be the leading cause of disability in the world for women and children. Mental illness usually strikes individuals in the prime of their lives, often during adolescence and adulthood. All ages are susceptible, but the young and the old are susceptible and vulnerable. Are especially vulnerable. You mean the people who are just starting to get used to the bullshit and you don't like it? And the people who are fed up of their life of bullshit? Continue. Without treatment, the consequences of mental illness for the individual and society are staggering. Unnecessary disability, unemployment, substance abuse, homelessness, inappropriate incarceration, suicide, and wasted lives. You mean the things that your pills cause? The economic cost of untreated mental illness is more than $100 billion each year in the United States. Oh, I would love to see you prove that. The best treatment of serious mental illness today are highly effective. Between 70 and 90% of individuals have significant reduction of symptoms and improved quality of life with a combination of pharmaceutical and psychosocial treatments and supports. Yeah, when people actually start giving a shit, their life gets better. When they actually, have a full stomach like it takes when you take medication, their life gets better. When people are drugged up in a state of euphoria from harmful prescription drugs, of course they're going to tell you their life is better. With appropriate, effective medication and a wide range of services tailored to their needs. Yeah, tailored to their needs and the government's needs. Continue, you fucking liars. And I would love for you just to tell the truth so I wouldn't have to interpret what you say every fucking half sentence. Most people who live with serious mental illness can significantly reduce the impact of their illness and find a satisfying measure of achievement and independence. A key concept is to develop expertise in developing strategies to manage the illness process. No, a key concept is diet, nutrition, stress, and addressing the environment and changing the scum and their policies and voting for people who actually care instead of those fake, phony, plastic bastards. Oh, we love you. Oh, I care about you, but I'm going to turn around and do the opposite of what I said when I get elected. Now, early identification and treatment is of vital importance. By ensuring access to the treatment and recovery supports that are proven effective, recovery is accelerated and the further harm related to the course of illness is minimized. Stigma erodes confidence that mental disorders are real, treatable health conditions. We have allowed stigma and a now unwarranted sense of hopelessness to erect attitudinal, structural, and financial barriers to effective treatment and recovery. It is time to take these barriers down. You mean it's time to murder and remove and screen out the revolutionaries like me who would dare speak out against your madness? No, I don't agree, you sick bastard. I barely agree with anything you said on that whole page. Your statistics are made up. Your biased reports don't impress me. Your lack of insight and overstanding and the basic understanding and common sense and logic is appalling. And the force that drives you is finance and not God. So I'm completely disgusted by you trolls.